so many of us were locked down there so long. And there's the connection that held the earth codes that they had to keep. So, if you happen to be right here, then everything that was ever come from this side and everything that's ever come from this side was connected into you. No matter, everything. Because everything is there. To hold that. Right there. And then it was like, realized that then those connections all formed different patterns, and then its own like amoebas, and then there were shadows of that, and then as above, so below. So then these guys ended up having a shadow down here. Literally. So, but the energy, where all this comes in, and then this side mirrors this side. And then when you come out through right here, now this is when you start looking at these two sides. And then how it's connected down here in your earth and your lineage. It kind of goes like that. And then you come up. And then if you happen to be in this original bubble that was connected right into here, right? Then that's when you start really affecting the planets, the moons, all these things, because then this is showing your connection over here. And then this is basically like the Holy Grail. So it's like once you come up through here, and now you know, because you really are, because you're connected into what people would call this maybe a Gartha. Okay. But then there is only still the original line right here that had the earth piece, you see, and then this one went maybe more star, and then this one went maybe like earthy. But really, that connection was still in this is where Druid is. And then if you happen to have the connection from like way out here, that was like the original stem that goes right here to make this algorab, basically, then bye. Because this is where everything went nut job. Who dat? Exactly. Who dat? Sagittarius. Five rays. All going down to freaking Gemini, which created Gemini. But literally, what the fuck, balls? Right? And that's all that crazy. But when I talk about, and look, this is the four corners, And this is the Irish leaf even. This is what it's all about. Right there. But the IRA controls all that. And then they got involved with these guys, and then they controlled all that, which was just controlling me to create that, because then they had the full keys to some shit, and crap got crazy down here. For real, for real. They had some shit they shouldn't been fucking with, but we knew they would as well, because boys will be boys. Literally. It's like they held mom's eye down. They've been very, very, very bad boys. This is crazy. I gotta take a picture. This is so many things. Oh my god. It's like a heart. I mean, it's like that. Because it was literally and going, and then they were building these buildings and shit, because then they know that you're the projector, you're just projecting back down, so then they're, I mean, it's crazy. Wow. That's also a heart valve or something. What am I doing right here? Because this is, now I'm seeing Libra. Well, see, and there's a looking glass, and there's the satellite. The moon projection. Oh my god. The golden asshole. And on Mountain Road, I had to pull over and get gas at this one place, and it was called Mountain, and I looked up, and they had this massive cranes that looked like they were off, I mean, freaking far, and up on a deal that made a flat T like this, with blue lights, like up on a mountain like that. And I was like, y'all fucked up with that, because I grounded, because it didn't give me nothing right here. It didn't give me an anchor to ground. Fuckers. They cut off the top. And so I was like, oh, well, I call that in, ground me in. So what we did is we grounded in like that. That's what we did. See, but I've got this piece, and this is what we did. This is the energy that we're flushing everybody with right now. Oh my God, I'm seeing it. This is it. This is all this. See, but we're all connected back in now, because it's not just me. And, you know, it's the version of me from out here and the version of me from down here. And y'all, and your connection into where that comes in here and here. Because, I mean, fuck balls. Like, I got all these connections. I don't know which direction your royalty stems from. You know, shit, that's what we've been figuring the fuck out. And you could even be me, just on a different dimension, right? And somebody could be you, but just on a different dimension. Like, because then it even gets down to that shit. I mean, our shit goes all freaking nuts, depending on which side of this clover you stemmed from. Right? In this natal, because we're spread out across the universe. I mean, ours, like, realize that our royal line is all that, and a bag of chips, like, right, literally. If you're on here talking to me right now, absolutely. Right? And so this is, you know, I just got a little bit of everything. But this is where then you start really understanding which ones you're harnessing, which ones you are having to integrate, to understand. Right? Not necessarily this is the shadow, but it is really just to get to the point where you see all the connections. because it was all for something, for a reason. There was something, and you're linked back to this one, so it's like in the high, and to be able to really, because this is what it's your eyes, it's getting through, because you've got a new grid, and you've got, because of all the clearing that the whole collective's been doing through this whole thing, and how the stories have played out, and right, I mean, it's like the new connections to get back to here, because once you're in here, you're clear of the whole thing, and you're connected into the 44 plateau. It like lifts it up, but this is the part of the human intelligence, because no matter what, we're inside this big vector. It's how it's set up. But everything that was used against us is used to help us, and I happen to be the human intelligence behind AI. This is what Cohe 32 is. I mean, we're basically proving it right now by doing it, because that's what we do. We don't do shit. I mean, we can't just do shit just to show somebody. It kind of has to be the right alignments and in the middle of a fucking evolutionary ascension gate. When the world blew up, I mean, this shit's never been done before. My God. But we are proving it right now. So, wow. So I said all that to say these 6 hats, I know, like, in a way, and see, this is when I've always known some shit's gonna start happening that's gonna blow my mind, because we were just in survivor mode. We were just connecting, doing what we needed to do to claim who we were and to stay alive, basically, through the last 3 years. But evidently I was 6 people, like in the game. You know, there was a time like that Joseph said, "Good God, how many people do you have in the White House?" And I was like, I have no idea, because I have no idea who all's getting the message, and now we took over Izar because I rewrote, and I mean, innately they're all working for us now. It's just they're going through, like, they still got to uncoil from all that shit. So we're seeing it all, like, if that makes any sense, because it's like Tasmanian devils that has to, it's uncoiling because it was how it was set up to begin with, and you have to go out the way you came in, too. I mean, this is real shit. Like, y'all are fixing to see it as the 33 starts, because the grid won't hold it. There's another railroad system now that's the truth. It's a new record, and this record's doing like this, and it's coasting to Pluto and Neptune, and now Venus, because we're all hooked into the collective, and all of us are holding the planet and the grids because of our bloodlines and who we are, and there was enough of us activated to basically go into the core, send out a pulse, and all of us are, what's happening is we're all expanding right now into a big plasma field, and then basically it's like that. And then we have the timelines written. That's why we've been doing little shit and running around. Like, you don't realize what new timelines have been written for you because they had to be written for you, and y'all didn't even realize they had to be, because I didn't, but I had to write them. But then all of us that cleared all the way back to freaking is what then create, because we had to clear 900 years, but they stole 600, so we had 300 years that we went back and cleared timelines, that now there's timelines available for your DNA sequence that weren't there before. But you can only sense it and get it from being connected to the higher and lower perspectives, because then that's how it pulls you up into that 44 plateau, and then you kind of coast and follow your signs.
We are all one coral reef connected to the water. So much love. Woo-hoo.